Welcome to our podcast with me, Fulvio,
Teresa, Alicia, and Sofia.
Now we are going to talk about Gino Strada, one of the most important Italian doctor, activist, philanthropist and writer. Alongside his wife Teresa Sarti, in 1994 he founded the Italian NGO Emergency.
Is he still alive? He died in Oslo on 13th August 2021.
Where was he born?
He was born in Sesto San Giovanni in the north of Italy in a working-class family. Strada grew up in a Catholic environment sensitive to social issues inspired by the ideas of Second Vatican Council.
Why is he so famous?
Thanks to his field experience, Strada and a group of colleagues decided to found Emergency, an international humanitarian organization for the rehabilitation of war victims and landing survivors. From its founding in 1994 until the end of 2021, Emergency provided free medical assistance to over 10 million patients in 16 countries worldwide.
When did he start his activism?
Strada earned his degree in medicine and surgery from the University of Milan in 1978, at the age of 30, and then specialized in emergency surgery. During the years of social unrest, he was an activist in the student movement. Gino Strada was an atheist. He was hired by the hospital in Rome, where he then practiced in the field of heart transplantation until 1988. He then shifted his focus to trauma surgery and the care of war victims. In the 1990s, he specialized in the cardiothoracic surgery, working in the United States at Stanford and Pittsburgh Universities, Harefield Hospital in the UK, and Groote Schuur Hospital in Cape Town, South Africa, the hospital where Christian Barnard performed the first heart transplant. From 1989 to 1994, he worked with the International Committee of the Red Cross in various conflict zones, including Pakistan, Ethiopia, Peru, Afghanistan, Angola, Somalia, and Bosnia and Herzegovina.
Where does his activism originate from?
In the early years, the focus was on children and civilians affected by landmines in Rwanda, northern Iraq, Cambodia, and Afghanistan. Later, its scope expanded to include all war victims denied the right to health. Until the early 2000s, all emergency hospitals were located in war zones, close to bombings. Then, it extended its activities to care for poverty victims in countries lacking free healthcare facilities, even in Italy, where it offers free healthcare to immigrants and seasonal workers in agriculture areas.
Did his activism become his profession?
Yes, of course. Emergency has intervened in 18 countries, treating 11 million people and building hospitals, surgical centers, rehabilitation centers, pediatric centers, emergency rooms, health centers, clinics, and mobile clinics.
Can you tell us a bit more about his activism in Italy?
In Italy, Gino Strada has taken critical position over the years towards government for their support of wars, Italy's participation in various recent conflicts, the continuous increase in military spending, immigration policies, and pushbacks.
Most of his criticisms are related to Italy's participation in the NATO intervention in Afghanistan, which Gino Strada and his organization operating there view as barbarism committed against the Afghan population in blatant violation of Article 11 of the Italian Constitution.
He made these statements because he believed in the NATO's intervention, and consequently Italy's involvement was driven by economic interests. Although some consider Gino Strada's position as an example of radical, moralistic, and utopian pacifism, in this regard, Strada himself stated, "I am not a pacifist, I am against war."
In conclusion, what do you think about human rights?
Human rights defenders are active in every part of the world, in states that are divided by internal armed conflicts, as well as states that are stable, in states that are non-democratic as well as those that have a strong democratic practice, in states that are developing economically as well as those that are classified as developed.
They seek to promote and protect human rights in the context of a variety of challenges, including HIV, AIDS, development, migration, structural adjustment, policies, and political transition. So, our podcast has come to an end, and
Goodbye
from Italy.